Do you like my rocks? um, so I wanted to talk about something. Like I saw this, like my friend gave this to me, and it's like I looked right at it and I just gravitated to it. But I'm going to talk about these ones. Like people would say, "What is this?" And I saw something. I saw a lot of potential in this. Um, Someone might say, I say, well, this is, I didn't come to the conclusion right away, but this is, um, I'm holding it up this way, and I have come to this conclusion. It is a mammoth milk tooth, and I've explained many times that elephants, they lose their teeth about 7 times throughout their life. So it's like the baby tooth of a little mammoth. I'm assuming maybe nothing happened to it. And I found another one on the trail, but just because, and I just put it down because of, having something like this. This should be like way cool. Like oh, I've got a tusk or a mastodon tooth or something, and the fact that this has like this cool artwork on it, it's like loaded with art. Like if I turn it that way, there's a bear, like a nose and the legs, leg with the toes above my thumb. There's something there, like looking to the right. There's a possible, like, mammoth head right there with the eye there. Oh, yeah, this way. Native head with a headdress. And yeah, they did wear headdress. They did create headdresses that many years ago. That's how old their culture is. Maybe they didn't, maybe it meant something different. I think it was like a form of respect or honor. I think they may have placed it on a deceased person's head, but you could see like all those grooves, like an elephant tooth would have had, and then that shape. Anyway, well, some would say, well, that's not a tooth. That's quartz. Oh, well, there's my big sigh. All right. You know what happens to things? Like an animal that died out thousands of years ago. Well, it's not going to look like a brand new tooth, obviously. I guess it's like, what's the word? Agatized. Like, I think this was a snake head, maybe, because obviously you can't sew a rock, and here I'm finding like the other day I was like zooming in. Oh, look, thread. Those are embroidery stitches on this little raccoon tail. It's even got like 2 different color threads. Maybe they were into cross stitch. What do you think? Maybe there's like thread there, and then we find like this rendering of this mammoth there. Like they say, you can't sew a rock, so we have people going, mocking me about that, and it's like, well, it hasn't always been a rock, right? Do you know what, like, so I can't say it's fossilized, because they say, you know, fossils only happen in sedimentary rocks. So I'm going to say agatized, petrified, I don't know. So they want to say, okay, that's quartz, not a tooth. This is quartz, right? Quartz crystal, that was, and yeah, I find it's been worked. A lot of it has. You just have to really look. And this was like along a river. And I'm not going to guess what the original, what it was originally. So yeah, there's some kind of mastodon thing there. All right. But yeah, I've actually stood in front of a geologist or a scientist guy, and the moment I set that in front of him, he was like, wow. And then he took it back because his science learning wouldn't allow him to admit that was a really cool piece. So he was just going to brush it off as him having pareidolia. Oh, and then when I turned it this way, you've got this creature with this becomes an open mouth, and then there's a nose, there's an eye, and then the ear back here. So you see it? So why is this not important? Why do we, I have nothing against science. Facts are important. But we're talking about a culture that that just picked up natural things, and they were discarded to the earth and became part of the earth. And then we see them and we just see them as rocks. So what happens when our garbage, our toys and things go to the earth? Well, that's probably going to degrade, but our plastic crap, things like that. Yeah, it's from a grandchild here. Will they, in thousands of years, will people see it? Or will these things last longer than our stuff? See, for these kind of chip marks to be made into this mammoth tooth, at that time was probably more possible than, you can see that little face right there, that guy. It's probably more possible then, when this was fresh out of the mammoth's mouth, than when it, then if I was to, start hacking and chipping at it now, because it's more, let's say, agatized. And if you look at this, like, this would have been where the root was. And let's just hope that that wasn't knocked out of the mammoth's mouth. Let's just hope that just fell out naturally, because that's really what's supposed to happen. I have another story. I'm a bit sensitive, so like I was we're hiking in a swampy area, and I just felt like I was coming upon something, and I'd see these little mounds. And I reached down and grabbed this area, and something kept saying kill zone, kill zone. And I picked it up, and it had some quartz on it, or what appeared to be quartz. And I can't find the piece now. But it looked like, I figured it out to be like a little bone, what looks like a toenail, but it's like quartz, or like what looked to be quartz. And then I looked at it very carefully, and I saw some images on it. And it's like I had a feeling that it's like something was like slaughtered there. A little chipmunk. But it was almost as if I got this story that it was a young mammoth or mastodon or something, because it was small. It wasn't very big. And in the image, I see a baby, but I see a person putting their hand on it, and it's almost like they are putting it out of its misery. I see a bear on the image. It's almost like they're saying, we're sorry. And that's kind of what I got out of it. I don't know. It's like, maybe I'm projecting, or I don't know where the piece is right now, but that's what I felt.